welcome everyone to your Armageddon 2002 pay-per-view review. The last pay-per-view of the year 2002 here on our 2002 rewatch from the introduction of the World Heavyweight Championship up until I have no idea where I'm supposed to stop at. I'm not gonna lie. Um, yeah, this is a very interesting show. I had just finished it not too long ago, quite honestly, and I ain't gonna lie, pretty solid. Pretty solid all the way around. Pretty solid all the way around. But of course, we have to talk about everything that happens. We have to talk about everything that happens. So let's get it. Let's get it. Of course, I'll give you guys the background about the feuds and how some of these matches came about, and you know, we'll just go from there. So we're kicking off the night. We got a fatal four-way elimination match for the World Tag Team Championships. We have Booker T and Goldust winning the World Tag Team Championships by defeating Chris Jericho and Christian, Lance Storm and William Regal, and the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon. As I mentioned in the last review, Booker T and Goldust did end up having a regular tag team match against Chris Jericho and Christian for the tag team titles, but they lost that match. In the upcoming weeks on the Raw, they had matches. They still kept matches and they kept losing. Booker T and Goldust kept losing, where to the point to where Goldust was like, he's gonna go talk to Eric Bischoff and tell Eric Bischoff that Booker T needs a new tag team partner in general because he's the weak link of the team and it's not working. Booker T was like, man, nah, we're gonna have to get it how we get it. Plus, technically, he don't want to mess up his team chemistry at this moment of time. So you had to know that pretty much they was gonna end up winning this match, quite honestly. Lance Storm and William Regal was thrown in there for filler art, and then the Dudleys end up getting into this match because they end up taking Edge and Christian's towels. They took a shower and they ended up taking their towels. And after they took their towels, they pretty much was granted a championship match. I don't understand how that really happened, but that's 2002 booking for you right there. But they were the first ones out. The Dudleys was the first ones out. So I was actually surprised because I was like, why are they the first one out? And then Lance Storm, Will Regal, they was the next team out. And then finally, Booker T and Goldust working well with Christian and Jericho again. But this time, Booker T and Goldust end up winning it, taking home the World Tag Team Championship. So, new Tag Team Champions on the Monday Night Raw brand. Next up, we had Edge versus A-Train. Edge defeated A-Train by disqualification. How did this match come through? I know, right? A-Train left field? Y'all wasn't ready for A-Train, was y'all? So on an episode of SmackDown, like about 2 to 3 weeks before this episode of Armageddon, we had a random SmackDown match. A-Train versus Rey Mysterio. Random match. A-Train won the match. Okay, cool. Then A-Train attacked Rey Mysterio with a steel chair. Why? I have no idea why. I think this is the first time Rey Mysterio gets injured. I want to say this is his first injury for his knee? Because that's the attack where A-Train did it at, kind of right off the storyline. So I think this is what this happens here. And then later on, of course, I think Edge came out there to help Rey or whatever. No, Edge had a backstage interview with someone talking about that, so he has to focus on the match. And then when Edge came out there for his Fatal 4-Way number 1 continuous match for the WWE Championship, A-Train came out there with a steel chair, attacked the Edge legs, injuring him, and then we ended up getting this match on pay-per-view. A-Train, once again, another steel chair to pretty much injured Edge. So I'm not too for sure if this is where they're writing off Edge because he has to get surgery next too. If he got hurt also, and this is how they write him out also, or not. I have no idea. We're not that far. I have not watched the next episode of SmackDown just yet. I literally just finished it. So I'm not too for sure what this is, but we'll find out. So I know Edge does get hurt eventually, and he does have to leave because, he ended up getting to that point to where he has that major career injury. Well, career-changing injury. They end up catching up to him in 2011 to where he actually had to retire. So I don't know if this is because of this injury or it was a different injury that happens a little later. But I know it was at some point where Edge disappeared for a while. The company keeps moving and Edge returns, and then he starts turning it up and changing, and we get the Edge and Matt Hardy feud and all that stuff. So we'll find out. Next up, we had Chris Benoit defeating Eddie Guerrero with the Cripple Crossface 1-on-1 match. Basically, Actually, I don't even know how this match came about. I think this match came about because Eddie cost Benoit the match on SmackDown, I want to say. I feel like that's what happened, but I'm not 100% sure exactly how this match. I don't know. They've been having any problems throughout this entire tag team feud, triple tag team feuds, when it comes to the tag team championships and everything like that. So here, really good matchup between the two, of course. Of course, I mean, come on now. This is probably the best wrestle match on the card by itself. Let's be honest here. Two great athletes in there going at it for almost 17 minutes. Of course, you're going to get a real good match. Along with Chavo's interference, didn't matter. Benoit pick up the win anyway. And I don't know what goes on after that. I don't know what's next for Benoit and I don't know what's next after that. I don't know. I don't know. Should be interesting. Like I said, the next episode of SmackDown should be very interesting because I don't know where they go on after this. You know, we got to build up to the Royal Rumble, so I don't know what happens with the rest of these guys after this type of feuds. Next up, we have Batista defeating King in his pay-per-view debut, where Batista debuted on Raw, won his match, and then Batista and Ric Flair has got really interested in Batista, of course, 6'6", 300 and I think 300 and what 325 pounds around this time period, 318 pounds or so. A monster like Batista, Ric Flair is very interested in it. Ric Flair tried to put out a hit on Kane. Batista answered the call, and now Ric Flair is accompanying Batista to the ring. And in this match, this was a really bad match, really sloppy match. This is the definition of a slugfest between the two, but it was also a really bad match. That's how you know how green Batista still was in this ring. Not only that, but I wasn't too for sure exactly what was going on in this match. It looked kind of awkward when watching it between two guys, especially Kane's caliber, who's a veteran. Pretty much you could say is a veteran at this time period or so. Give or take. So sloppy match, but Batista winning with the Batista bomb. And that's pretty much it for that one. We have Victoria retaining her women's championship in the triple threat match, defeating both Trish Stratus and Jacqueline. This was also, it started off really sloppy, very rushed match, and it was only 4 minutes. Rush finishing to this match. It felt like they was kind of just going all over the place. Quite honestly, going all over the place. Because the ending of the match happens to where Victoria, this is what happened. Victoria's on the outside, and Trish Stratus hit the chick kick on Jacqueline. Well, now Victoria needs to get back in the ring and interrupt the pin. That's what she does. And then she slides back outside the ring. And then they got to get to the spot to where they have to somehow make their way from one side of the ring to the other side of the ring, where Trish is going for her finisher, her other finisher, and then Victoria knocks her out with the belt, and then she pins Jacqueline to retain her championship. Like I said, sloppy finish. It was just wow. Continues to remind me of how bad the Divas division was. I'm just letting you guys know. Once again, Jacqueline, one of those underrated wrestlers in the business. I'm glad she got a pay-per-view match because she wasn't even on pay-per-view too much. She wasn't on TV. She got on TV by beating Victoria randomly on Raw in Texas, and then she got into this match. So there you go. Next up, we had Kurt Angle defeating the Big Show to win the WWE Championship. Yes, you heard that right. Let me say it again. Kurt Angle defeated the Big Show to win the WWE Championship. Remember, it was a month ago at Survivor Series when the Big Show defeated Brock Lesnar to win the WWE Championship. Fast forward just a month later, they dropped that title to Kurt Angle. So what was the purpose of the whole angle? I'm not gonna lie. What was the purpose of all this? I don't know if Paul Heyman was writing SmackDown at this time period or not. I'm assuming he was. If he was, I would like to sit down and like to ask him, what was his reasoning behind this type of booking? Because they could have done a long match at Survivor Series and still got that same ending. Here, this is the longer match. Kurt Angle bringing out mood, doing his best to keep up with Big Show, and then eventually Brock Lesnar comes out there, F5 the Big Show, and Kurt Angle gets the win. But what was the point of giving Big Show a 1 month title reign with the championship just for him to lose it? And then, like, you kind of, I don't know, because I guess because you turn Brock Lesnar from a heel to a major baby face, which was already accepted. But what was the point of having Big Show take the title off of him just to give it to Kurt Angle? I don't understand that. That part I don't understand. So pretty much that's what's it. Kurt Angle won the WWE Championship. I mean that's what's up. Go Angle. I don't know what else to say. Go Kurt Angle. I don't. I don't know. And then finally in the main event, we had a 3 stages of Hell's match for the World Heavyweight Championship. The first stage was a street fight. The second was a steel cage, and the third one was a ladder match. Triple H defeated Shawn Michaels two out of the two, winning 2 matches to 1. This match almost went 40 minutes long. Holy crap! I'm not gonna lie, that match was slow. The match was slow. They if that match was gonna be that slow, they could have kept that match. I'm not gonna lie. So the street fight, they go at it. I don't even know. I can't remember how Triple H even won that street fight. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I seen a fight, but then I stopped watching, and then I picked back up on a pay-per-view. Y'all know how bad I am at watching the wrestling all the way through. Anybody who knows me, I end up pausing halfway through a lot of pay-per-views just to get through them. Because sitting through them, oh man, they have to be live for me to actually sit through and watch them all. If I'm watching it on my own, it's gonna be a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But Triple H won the first one. I'm assuming it was a pedigree on the steel chairs. Michaels in the steel cage match, whatever reason, Ric Flair had to get in there, had to make himself bleed. Didn't understand that. But Triple H was laid on top of the table. Shawn Michaels did a splash off of the top of the steel cage through the table, pinned Triple H there. And then in the ladder match, on the outside of the ring, Ric Flair has set up 4 tables during the steel cage match. So you should have known somebody was going through those tables to win the match. And it was Triple H pushing Shawn Michaels over from the ladder through the tables, and Triple H regaining the World Heavyweight Championship. And that ended the night. So, once again, a month prior, at Survivor Series, Shawn Michaels defeated Triple H in the Elimination Chamber to give him the World Heavyweight Championship. You fast forward a month later, and they just get the title right back to Triple H. What are we doing? 2002 booking. I don't understand it. I don't get it. What was the purpose of Triple H dropping the championship if he was going to give it back to him? I don't get it. And I know it's going to happen again. I know that's the future part. I know it's going to happen again with somebody else. I know who it is. And I just don't understand the thought process. That's my thing. I don't get it. I don't get it. But overall, the Fatal 4-Way match was good. The Edge and A-Train, that's a SmackDown match that should have been on pay-per-view. Benoit Eddie was awesome. Batista and Kane, sloppy. Could have kept that on Raw. The women's triple threat match, if that was going to be that rush, keep it on Raw. The WWE Championship match, I'll say a solid match, good match. However, the booking-wise of the whole feud leaves me question marks. And then the World Heavyweight Championship match, solid but boring to me. I don't know why. It's just I don't know why. I guess my body is already getting drained from watching the Michaels and Triple H go at it, which is crazy because their SummerSlam match was awesome. That was an awesome match. But then the Elimination Chamber match, and then this match, when they were the last two, I'm just like, this is boring. I don't know why. My body automatically went to this is boring mode, which is crazy. It's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's kind of crazy. But that ends 2002. I guess the last thing I would do for the 2002 as I get through the last couple Monday Night Raws and SmackDowns of 2002, I think the last thing I can do is I will go back. I would do the halfway mark review, which basically just review all the divisions, all the feuds and stuff that was going on, everything that was going on up until the ending of 2002, and then we'll just roll to 2003. I think that'd be the best way of doing it. I know Bash at the Berlin pay-per-view just happened. I don't know when I'm going to watch it. I'll say at some point. AEW just finished their pay-per-view this past weekend also. or the weekend beforehand, you know I don't watch AEW. But I'll talk about it at some point. Any other wrestling news that comes out into the next podcast or so, guess what? You're going to have to wait because that's how unprofessional I am. However, that is it. I'll catch you guys on the 2002 wrap up.